Cyril Ramaphosa, as you know, is positive for COVID-19. The acting president, David Mabuza, is chairing the National Coronavirus Command Council meeting. There are some suggestions there might be tighter lockdown restrictions, but it's unclear whether Mabuza will address the nation at some point. Another agenda item is the issue of mandatory vaccinations. A senior political reporter, Ziyanda Ngcobo, has been monitoring events. She joins us now. Ziyanda, good afternoon to you. Any leaks or WhatsApps yet from the NCCC meeting?
No leaks or WhatsApps just yet, Stephen, and that just gives an indication that that meeting is still well underway. Interesting that Discovery then releases that data and information regarding the efficacy of vaccines against the Omicron variant, and these statistics are going to be crucial if the NCCC is also considering this information towards making a decision on whether or not or how much these restrictions should be tightened. Remembering, Stephen, that the whole point of restrictions is to actually curb the spread of the virus. Now that Omicron has been found to have a higher transmissibility, but with milder symptoms and lower deaths, it will be interesting to see how then the NCCC makes considerations given the low vaccine, turnout that's been happening, but also the general fatigue that has come with the coronavirus and people not really adhering to lockdown regulations.
It's also, the politics of this is also quite complicated. The Deputy President chairing, it's the first time as far as I know, he's chairing a meeting of the NCCC. It would be quite something if the Deputy President were to address the nation. I can't recall a Deputy President addressing the nation in this way at all. Jacob Zuma didn't do it when he was Deputy to Thabo Mbeki. I don't think that Thabo Mbeki may have done it to Nelson Mandela, and I don't think Cyril Ramaphosa did it when Jacob Zuma was President either.
Well, I was saying to Goli earlier on that there's nothing that's stopping the president from addressing the nation, via a virtual platform, the same way I'm addressing you right now, given the fact that the presidency has already said that the president is only experiencing mild symptoms, but also it would be the perfect opportunity for the president to use himself as an example of the importance of getting vaccinated and actually, non-pharmaceutical interventions, and the importance then of going out there to get vaccinated at this particular point in time, given the fact that only 25% of our population has gone out and gotten vaccinated, which is not nearly enough then, Stephen, to attain herd immunity. Now that also we've heard from Discovery, I heard your interview a short while ago, that, the Pfizer vaccine will have lower efficacy for this particular variant. This is also information that I think the government will have to take into consideration, in particular that National Coronavirus Command Council, knowing how this coronavirus continuously mutates, how they've struggled with their vaccine drive, and now that there's even talk about vaccine boosters, whether or not they'll be able to co-opt people to go out there to even get that is also something that needs to be considered. But, Stephen, again, it all boils down to, being able to save both lives and livelihoods. And we'll know that the business community has said in no uncertain terms, can we afford to go into another hard lockdown? We need to ramp up, the vaccination drive and find other means then of ensuring that South Africans remain safe, whilst also being able to re-energize our economy. And, Stephen, this is all happening at a time when the president had also instituted a task team to look into mandatory vaccines, which I understand the deputy president was also chairing. And so, firstly, there's nothing stopping, to respond to your question, the president from addressing the nation from his home, but also then what will he say to convince South Africans not only to go out there and get vaccinated, but to also say, well, these restrictions are here to protect you.
Ziyanda Ngcobo, senior political reporter, thanks very much indeed. Do appreciate it live for us this afternoon.